Okay. Hi, my name is Chris Kennedy with Engage Machinery. I'm going to show you how to adjust the handbrake. There are a few reasons why you may need to adjust the handbrake. One of them is that you're not getting a straight bend down the bed of the brake, and another is possibly that the folding beam is slipping under and you're getting good bends on the end, but it's underbending in the center. So the first step in adjusting the handbrake is to adjust the clamping pressure, and the way that you do this is to take a small piece of metal, put it under the clamping beam, pull down. You should feel a little bit of resistance as you lock it in, and if you grab the piece of metal, you shouldn't be able to move it a whole lot. We'll go to the other end and adjust it the same way and test it the same way. Okay? So over at that end, I couldn't move it at all. Over here, I can move it a little bit too much. So both sides would need to be adjusted. The way that we adjust these sides is to come over here to the side, and you have these two nuts. If I loosen this nut and tighten that nut, I'm going to pull the clamping beam down, which will make it tighter. If I loosen that and tighten this one, I'm going to raise it up, which makes it looser. So it's just a matter of loosening and tightening these nuts to get it adjusted correctly. When you have it adjusted right, you should be able to lock the arm in place. Okay? Once you have the pressure even on both sides and you're able to move the material from side to side with a little bit of pressure, then we go on to bend a test piece. So you want to put a 10-foot piece in, only 3 inches wide or so, bend it up to a 90, measure it, and see if you're still off. At that point, you may still be underbent in the center if that's the problem that initially caused you to do this adjustment. If you're straight all the way across, you're done. If you're not, you can make an adjustment in the back of the clamping beam here. You have a handle at this side and a handle at that side. And what this does is move the clamping beam forward or backwards to close the gap or open the gap when you make a 90-degree bend. If you move the clamping beam forward, you put a tighter radius on the bend, and your bend increases. So you may go from a 88 to a 90. If you bring it back, the bend decreases, so you would go from, say, a 92 to a 90. So you want to check both sides and adjust those two so that your bends are even. Now, if it's still because you're underbent in the center, the only adjustment for this is to raise the nut here at the bottom. Okay. You raise that nut, and that will adjust the center and the ends a little bit. It kind of flares out from the center a little bit on either side, and we'll get them adjusted as well. Now, another thing that you can check is to raise the clamping beam. And you can check the height relationship of the folding beam blade to the lower beam. Now, this the folding beam can be just slightly higher if it needs to be than the lower beam, but not by any more than about a 64th of an inch. Just very, very slight. Generally, we like to keep it even. Okay. To adjust this, you loosen the 4 bolts that are here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have a bolt at the bottom that you can use to raise and lower this. Now, you don't want to loosen these too much, just enough where you can get some movement out of the folding beam. Move it so that you're even, they're flush. Then go to the other side and adjust it the same way. And I recommend after every adjustment that you make, from the pressure to adjusting the handles in the back to the center bolt, after every adjustment, bend a test piece to see where you're at. If you have any questions, give us a call, 678-216-0340.